welcome back to Emery Board Productions. The last time we were on air, we talked a little bit about manipulatives, and I wanted to clarify a little bit as we started out with an emphasis on action language. But as we do that, we also have other tools at our disposal, and obviously all the tools that we use are called manipulatives. But let's map out a little bit what you might want to have in your toolbox right there at home in order to make these these manipulatives come to life for you. So if we're talking about concrete manipulatives, yes, it most often means it's something you can touch and feel, but if you remember, the defining depiction is that it represents a one-to-one relationship with what it is the child's acting on. And concrete manipulatives that are common would be C-rods, which you've seen me use in earlier videos, counters of any kind. This gives you, the teacher, the ability to use your imagination, because counters can be made with artistic license, anything to make it more enjoyable for the kids to work on their math. Unifix cubes, which have been around for an awful long time. It's just a good, convenient block shape for kids to work with. They can attach them. They do very well with that one-to-one relationship stuff. A number track. Oops. And a walk-on number line. Sounds very simple and elementary. You'd be surprised how hard being able to walk on the numbers forward and backward hits home for kids that are in that concrete stage, if you will. If we go down to what some of the representational or representative, if you want, manipulatives ought to be, there's something out of Asia that's been around for a long time and known about by American educators called Chisenbop. It's a fun thing to do with your fingers. You can Google it online. Kids love it. Find out more about it if you like. Base 10 blocks. Most of you have probably already heard about them. We'll clarify a little bit later. They can be used as concrete or representational. And place value chart. Maybe overlooked too often. I'm going to abbreviate here because it's been around forever, but nothing puts numbers in the place that kids are going to need to learn them in quicker than a good old place value chart. And a number line, not the walk-on variety at this point, but a number line nevertheless. See how many moves up and down from 0 and 1 is going. Good. And let's take a look now, if we could, at the symbolic manipulatives. And quite frankly, by the time we get to symbolic, we are talking about paper and pencil. The kids that seem to get it. But keep in mind, it's really important to keep them on track such that they're not just focusing on the numbers. They need to be checking for reasonableness with the overall problem at hand. And I can tell you one thing I run into with third, fourth, and fifth graders that like their numbers are they forgetting to check for what unit they're talking about and whether or not their answers are reasonable. They'll raise their hand, show you an answer, and really want to just find out from you, are they right, are they right, are they right? Make them do the checking for reasonableness. It'll put them in good stead going forward. There are some transitional activities that we're going to talk about a little bit later for kids that are basically ready for symbolic computation, and those manipulatives, they're beyond the representational of the words. Those sound a little bit too elementary for them, but these are strategies, and they work quite well, particularly I've seen in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade classrooms, and we will get into those at another time. Now, one thing that I said we were going to talk about was a clarification. When we try and codify these things, people like myself like to have things in a nice square box so that everything is understood in black and white. I want to clarify that C-rods can sometimes be used as concrete and sometimes as representational. How is that possible? Well, when they're used as representational, they're generally just the colored pieces of wood that you have dictated as a counter. When they're used as the concrete manipulative, of course, we're keeping in mind the completion of the formation of the orange with the 10 rod all the way down to the 1 rod, and the kids having a chance to manipulate them over time so that they have a good sense of what the value of those rods are, and that helps them in their one-to-one relationships and lasting equivalence development. Also, base 10 blocks, because they do have a component where the smallest element of them are ones, they can be used also as representational or concrete manipulatives. So they're concrete when you're using just the one element of it and having that one-on-one relationship. They're representational when we get into the tens, hundreds, and thousands. So I hope that helps a little bit. And thank you for tuning in to Emory Board Productions, where we're clarifying a little bit what some of the tools or manipulatives are. And remember, we're always using manipulatives. It's just what line or what classification. Thank you.